Guys, Martin here bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we are going to be checking out the AGL Kid Gohan with his EZA on the youth team, the Int Gohan, Goten and Trunks setup. This is probably like the other main team that this guy's going to be really good on. I mean, really you can throw him onto a lot of teams that he fits on and he will be quite good. Obviously he has the, usually like obviously if you're on turn 1, you're going to be on 58% or more HP, so you're triggering his passive. So he's got guard for 3 turns. He gives allies 15% defense for 2 turns when receiving an attack. He's already giving all allies 3 ki and 58% defense. And then obviously his thing is when there's another heavenly events or demonic power character in the same turn, he gets damage reduction, extra defense when receiving an attack, and then obviously he just has extra stats as well. So obviously those are the teams where he's going to be the most effective. But like he's on quite a lot of categories, and when you think about like heavenly events isn't the greatest category in the world. Demonic power obviously includes basically every Gohan, so you can run him on a lot of setups like, you know, Earth Protecting Heroes, right? The Tech Vegito team. As long as you have a Gohan on the team or another demonic power or even heavenly events character like Gotenks, a lot of Gotenks are on heavenly events. Like there's a lot of teams that he could fit into where he would still be very good. Obviously Bond of Parent and Child, youth, and like this team specifically, Goku family. Again, you just need to make sure you've got Gohans. He can still be good in a lot of situations, but obviously this one is the main one. Because we're going to have ideally an Int Gohan on both rotations, we're going to have a demonic power for this, a demonic power partner for this guy on every single setup. So I want to try him out in slot 1, maybe on the second turn, but here because we've got double Gohan rotation, we're just going to go ahead and put the Int Gohan in slot 1. And the thing is, with the great thing of how reversible exchange works, really with the youth team, when you're running them with the full youth setup, you kind of want to be exchanging into the Goten and Trunks, even though of course they are kind of dodge reliant, but then the unit still counts as a demonic power card because of the reversible exchange mechanics and everything. So even though he's then going to be linked up with Goten and Trunks, and there's potentially not another Gohan on the rotation, he still has a demonic power ally. So obviously for this team, he's going to be very, very good. And I mean, this hybrid like youth team, they kind of rely on dodge a decent amount. So having a unit on the rotation that's then actually giving them a ton of extra defense is going to be very, very helpful. So I think Gohan is definitely a great addition to this team. We obviously already showcased him on the Daima Goku team, where I think he obviously works very, very well. He even has the potential really to be a slot 1 unit on that team, which is quite good. But yeah, this team does largely rely on dodge, but yeah, see, having both the Gohans on the first turn is so awkward when we get this like setup, because Goten and Trunks, like they're going to be completely relying on dodge here. The Pan relies on dodge. I mean, I guess at least Kid Goku at the end is giving the extra bit of support and some damage reduction, but yeah, we really need them to get the dodge there. Because yeah, a lot of the youth team characters rely on dodge. So this AGL Gohan is one of the few like big recent additions to the team that isn't relying on having to dodge all the attacks in order to actually survive. I mean, he'll be in a good spot here. Pan needs to dodge this. Great. Oh, never mind. Double digit damage, damn. Pan is actually tankier than I remember sometimes, like after supering. Plus she's got the damage reduction support here from Kid Goku. Obviously it's only phase 1 of the Kale and Khalifa as well, so they're not exactly the hardest hitting units. But the other thing about this Kid Gohan on this team that we hadn't got to see on like the Daima team is the fact that when we use the Goten and Trunks active skills, they are then giving a permanent buff to youth characters. So we could go ahead and use that straight away, but I think that would probably end up killing Kale and Khalifa. So we can see here on the second turn we've got 800k defense. We're going to go ahead and grab these, and then I'm not going to reverse exchange these guys yet because we get a special buff like the first time you actually use Goten and Trunks. I think it might just be a heal, I can't remember. So I don't want to waste that by fusing into them here and then, or I say fusing, exchanging into them here. But Gohan getting hit, which means he gets the ability to do an extra attack, which is what we want. We want as many stacks for him as possible. Obviously, the big thing, however, is that we don't have a Piccolo or a Krillin on this youth team. I guess technically you could run like a Kid Krillin, but none of them are very good. It's definitely not worth the trade-off, is what I would say. Like, you wouldn't put a Kid Krillin on this team instead of one of these much better units just to be able to get the unit super for Gohan. I think that would be very silly. But yeah, once we... is it the first time we pick up orbs, don't we get something? Yeah, they get that massive dodge on the first turn. So if we'd exchanged into them on the last turn, picked up the orbs, and then... like like that would have been a complete waste, basically. So go ahead and do... they need type orbs, don't they? Yeah, so we'll do that. Then we'll get these for you. I should drop those down, and then we get those for you. So this is a pretty good rotation here. So let's go ahead and do that. I didn't do the Goten and Trunks active skill, which I meant to do, and then forgot and just checked their passive instead. So I guess we will see Gohan start off the next turn without the buff, which I guess is fine, because we get to see him on the first turn that his guard will have run out without his buff from the Goten and Trunks, and then we'll use the Goten and Trunks that are going to be on that turn. We'll use their active skill. I did mean to use their active skill here, but I mean, you can see that, like, in Goten and Trunks, super good. I think people forget them sometimes. 97. That's without the active skill buff as well. 97.8 million. Because remember, Gohan getting hit on the last turn means that everybody on this turn is getting an extra 15% attack and defense from the AGL Kid Gohan as well. So everybody on this turn in a pretty good spot. These guys crit on their normals as well, but... I was going to say Pan coming in clutch, dodging every single attack except for the last one, but then that did double-digit damage. So this is also a really good rotation for this Kid Gohan, because obviously the Kid Goku giving him that little bit of extra damage reduction on top means that he has, what, he has 58%, and Goku gives, is it 8 or is it 7%? I always forget. Yeah, 8%. So that means he has, what, 66% damage reduction as long as the... Kid Goku gets his orbs at the end. So if we active skill with Goten and Trunks, does a bit of damage, and then obviously we get the buff for the, well, permanent buff, not the buff for the turn, I should say. Youth characters now 20% attack and defense for the rest of the battle. So now Gohan's at 1.17 start of turn. And remember, when he gets hit, he gets 73% extra defense. So whilst he doesn't have guard, that does mean, I guess, like a slot 1 super here would still be pretty bad for him, but the damage reduction, obviously, very helpful. So we'll go ahead and do that. And then we need 5 orbs, there we go, for the Kid Goku. So a little bit of extra support, plus 8% more damage reduction. There's the dodge, let's go. Built my boy for full dodge, because that obviously, situations like that coming in clutch. And then 34 million attack stat here. That's pretty good. And then we get our additional. Can we get the hidden potential additional as well? Be quite nice. So it's a couple more stacks here. Then the next time we see him, he's also going to have the buff from the other Goten and Trunks. And let's go. There's that third super attack. I'd love to see that. So not the craziest damage, but obviously that's not what Gohan is on the team for, right? He's not built for damage. Mine has like a full dodge build, and because then in comes Goten and Trunks in slot 3 with a 73 million attack stat. They're the ones, they're here to do the damage. Although, of course, against a physical enemy, if they don't crit, they're not actually going to do much damage at all. 50 million additional 12 key super into a 52. There you go, there's the crit. So I actually kind of wanted them to not kill, because we could have then just killed straight away here with the active skill and then gone into another Gohan turn. But this will still work out pretty nicely. The downside is we do have this Goten and Icarus on the team who are very good. However, they haven't gotten to do anything yet. They haven't taken any hits or performed any attacks. So they are not in the greatest spot. But I mean, they got their full passive active, so they should be okay. And then, of course, we can go ahead and use the... let's try and get rid of you first, I guess. Go ahead and use the active skill for Goten and Trunks on this other turn. Nice big crit from them as well. So again, everyone now with the extra permanent buff. Man, it's a shame that we need, because we need to get 4 type orbs for them. So that would have been a lot of AGL orbs for Goten and Trunks, but fortunately it doesn't really matter. We don't really need to get type orbs with the Goten and Icarus either, so we'll just do that, and then we will do that. So should be good here. 200k, that's a bit of a yikes. And they didn't dodge again, bruh. That is the big thing with this team. Like I say, they do rely on dodge quite a lot. 80 million attack stat here, though. Because I think, is this my Goten and Trunks? Because, yeah, mine are only 55%. So, I mean, you imagine a rainbow one. Obviously, you would probably build this unit for full dodge as well anyway. Like, potentially would take a little bit less damage if they got hit, but with more dodge in the hitting potential, potentially would have just dodged anyway. But like 80 million attack stat for the first super of the turn, with these guys being at 55%. But again, 138. Again, AGL Kid Gohan got hit last turn, so that's that 15% buff for everyone on this rotation. 138 million, dude, that's crazy. Full damage cap on the visual thing as well, that's nuts. Yeah, this team is insane when it comes to like damage output. I know some people don't like this team because of how reliant on dodge it is to be strong defensively, but man, when the trade-off is you get to see funny stuff like that, like LR Goten and Trunks just hitting a 138 million attack stat, like that's pretty crazy. And we need to dodge this or we die though, I think. And we didn't, so we take 2.3 million. But yeah, I mean, AGL Gohan, very, very good on this team. I mean, I did the same thing with the Daima Goku showcase, so maybe we could try just quickly jumping into the GDC fight against Rose and Zamasu. The problem with them, of course, is the locking. Obviously, do we get Gohan on the first rotation? I mean, we'll throw a Senzu Bean on here so we can obviously deal with the rotation locking. But see, funnily enough, I used this team against this stage to show that this team can actually beat this stage. And that was with the physical Goten and Trunks on the team instead of this Kid Gohan. I think they are an annoying option for this event because of the locking. As long as they get to attack first and don't get like AoE'd and stuff, they can be fine. But, okay, Gohan's on the second turn. Okay, we could probably get away with giving this a try here. Because Int Gohan, as long as we can get a Rainbow Orb, should be able to dodge in slot 1. And then I guess it just depends on... Yeah, see, they're locked at the end. I probably want them at the end, to be honest, though. Okay, so let's not attack Rose. That would be silly. So we'll do that. We'll do that. And then we will grab all of those for you. So, obviously, at this point, no benefit or anything from the Kid Gohan. He's just chilling on the second turn. Gohan, yep, eats that for double-digit damage. Like, turn 1, obviously, Gohan is very tanky, especially if you do get the Rainbow Orb. Gohan can do some decent damage, but, like, on this full youth setup, it is really kind of all about switching into Goten and Trunks. Obviously, this team struggles against events that can disable dodge. You ideally want to then stay as Gohan, but as the event goes on, he's not as good defensively. But obviously Kid Gohan is one of the units that isn't relying on dodge, so does kind of help out with the team a little bit in that respect. But it's just one of those things where not every team is good for every event, which I don't think is a bad thing. Like, it's kind of cool to have like a couple of different top tier teams, and then it's like, okay, if this event disables dodge, this team's not particularly good for it, but this other one is. You know, locking is still my most hated mechanic. You kind of need to, with locking, unless you just get good RNG or you're going to use an item to get rid of the locking, the only way to work around rotation locking really is that like every unit on the team just has to be a tank, which is very difficult to do for some teams, because then it's like, you know, if that unit gets locked in slot 1 and they're not a strong defensive unit, then you just lose. So rotation locking is probably the more awkward one to work around. But Goten and Trunks getting the dodge, we'd love to see that. Dodge all the attacks in slot 3, let's go. And that sets us up nicely here for the next turn. So, now the thing with Gohan here, which actually gives us a lot of extra value, is the AoE obviously hits him even if he's in slot 2. But Here, of course, the rotation locking makes it so that we have to put him in slot 1, which is fine. We'll go ahead and do that. We've got a lot of support for him here. We've got the pan, so we'll grab those, and then I guess we'll just grab this for you. So his start of turn 1 defense on this team is almost 700k defense on this rotation with the pan. The AoE he should tank, yeah, for double-digit damage, and then he gets his buff. Everybody else should tank or dodge this, apart from pan, of course. No super in slot 1, that's what we want to see, because now if Gohan gets supered, I think he should be fine with him getting a couple of super attacks off here first. Him obviously getting hit, so now everybody has that little bit of an extra buff. What's funny about that as well, with the way that AoE works, is technically Pan would have taken a little bit more damage, except for when Gohan got hit by the AoE, that then activates his all allies get 15% attack and defense for 2 turns, so Pan then got an extra 15% defense. So in theory, she would have taken a little bit of extra damage from that AoE hit. But thanks to Gohan, a little bit of extra support. And there you go. Like when we did the Daima showcase, like did he actually get supered? Oh, it was pre-super, I think he got supered. But yeah, post-super, slot 1 against Rose and Zamasu, double-digit tanks, like both of them. So definitely very, very good performance here on this team. Like I say, this team and the Daima Goku team are probably the 2 main big teams for this Gohan. But there are a lot of other teams you can fit him into as long as you're able to use the right allies to get his passive active, right, with Demonic Power or the Heavenly Events. Because yeah, I mean, even like for certain events, Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks can still be quite good for this team. Against bosses with Ki Blast supers, he can still be pretty good. Rose and Zamasu can be annoying for him though, because they do also have locking. They both have the Ki Blast supers, but then if like Gotenks gets locked in slot 1, especially if Rose's had any build up whatsoever, then Rose just kind of absolutely annihilates him, which is not what we want to see. But yeah, if we go ahead and switch over to Goten and Trunks here, use their active skill, everybody gets the buff. Does that kill Zamasu? Oh, so close. Unfortunately, though, this is one of those situations where pretty much like a dodge or die scenario if we don't use an item. But I want to see another turn of Kid Gohan, so we're going to use the item here so that we can do this. Now, the big thing here, of course, is the fact that we are going to kill Zamasu, which means we are then going to be hitting Rose, which obviously could be an issue. I mean, we could very much just die this turn from the fact that Rose is then going to be buffed when he does the AoE at the end of the turn. At least he's going to super here, because on turn 1, with all the extra dodge they get, Goten and Trunks should absolutely dodge that. Zamasu's going to heal a little bit, but then realistically that doesn't matter when Goten and Trunks come in and drop an 86 million attack stat. And then that gets rid of him. Then, of course, the additional 59. I mean, Rose's going to get a couple of buffs, but then obviously from the start of the next turn, Zamasu is dead, so he does then lose that bonus. But I think even as good as free-to-play Goten and Icarus are, they do multiple attacks, which makes them not really ideal for this fight. So I feel very much like if they don't dodge here, they're potentially going to be in trouble. Kid Goku at the end at least has type advantage and a bunch of damage reduction because we got a bunch of rainbow orbs for him. But yeah, it's one of those things like any other event, like Goten and Icarus doing a quad super turn, we'd be like, yeah, that's what we like to see. But then in this instance, 760k. I mean, is Kid Goku going to be okay here? Mine is built for full dodge. He's going to have quite a bit of damage reduction, but he also is going to hit Rose a couple of times. At least Goten and Icarus did get that clutch dodge against the second hit, but yeah, I think we might die here. No fault of AGL Kid Gohan, of course, so yeah, 396. But there you go. So AGL Kid Gohan on the youth Gohan, Goten and Trunks team. Very, very good. Another really solid team for him to be run on. He can even go slot 1 in certain situations as well, which is great. So yeah, this unit, I hope people have kind of warmed to him now. Like when I did that community response thing, there's quite a few people I feel like massively underrating this Gohan. and this is yet another team that he's going to be very, very good on. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Have you tried him out on this team? What is your favorite build for the Gohan, Goten and Trunks team? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.